Hey guys, welcome back to Thread and Glue. I have a little bit of a different tutorial for you today. Today we're going to make our own chalk paint. Just using your standard indoor household latex enamel paint. I have a black and a white and I needed a gray. And I didn't want to go to the store and buy any. And chalk paint is actually pretty expensive. But I did find some tutorials on it and I wanted to share that with you today. What we do is for every 8 ounces, one cup measurement, we add 2 tablespoons of calcium carbonate. Now, calcium carbonate you can get from Amazon pretty inexpensively. I bought this entire bag about a year ago, and it was like $11. So it's really inexpensive to do it that way. And I'm making a huge mess though, so just make sure that you've got your areas covered and ready for a mess, because it will get messy because you're mixing the paints. So we're going to start off here. Here's the gray that I've mixed up, and I'm going to do 2 cups if I have enough. Let's see, there's one. I don't think I have enough for 2 cups. So we'll have to mix a little bit more. Oh, we're so close. Okay, guys, let's mix this a little bit more. I'm going to rake that off in there. And I really just eyeball this. I don't have an exact science. So here's my black. And I think that ought to be enough there. And I just rake off the extra. And then I have white sitting right here on the side. I don't know if my white's a little old, but it's kind of chunky. I don't think that's supposed to happen, but it'll work. Okay. Let's mix that and see if we get the same color. I'm using a painter stick because I had it, but you could easily use popsicle sticks for this. The bigger popsicle sticks would be better, probably. Okay, I'm going to pour that in there until we get our 2 cups. You know, we'll mix it together just to make sure that I've got an even color. Oh wow, we mixed just the right amount. Okay, so we've got that mixed pretty good. Well, there comes some white that I didn't think I had still in there. So let me start again. Okay, now we need our 4 tablespoons because we did double the amount. So let's open this up and get that out. It is very powdery, so you will want to do it in a ventilated area. So I've got a ½ tablespoon measurement here, so I need 8 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. So now, because this is so powdery, you don't want to use your stir stick to stir it because it would go everywhere. What we're going to use is the end of a paintbrush. So let me get that here. And we're going to stick that in there and just stir it until it's all mixed together well. You want to make sure you put the calcium carbonate into the paint mixture. You don't want to put the paint mixture into the calcium carbonate because it will be very chunky. This is great for DIY projects. For me, I'm going to use it to do picture frames with. I'm going to first paint it with this gray mixture, and then I'm going to go back and distress with white. So I can get some good farmhouse looks for my new house. It takes a little while to stir it up. Just keep stirring. It'll look a little bit gritty at first. You want to keep stirring. Make sure you scrape the edges so you don't have any extras around there. Alright, I think we have our mix, guys, and that's all it is to it. I'm going to paint on a picture frame to show you kind of what it looks like. And I'm going to pour our mix into an empty bowl that I have here for it, because it will keep. It keeps for a long time because you're using calcium carbonate and not plaster of Paris. You can do the same thing with plaster of Paris. However, the shelf life is very short with it. So you want to make sure you use calcium carbonate if you plan on keeping it. Guys, it was that easy to make chalk paint. Can you believe it? So now that I've got a good mess going, I'm going to close up our calcium because we don't want that flying around. And I just keep a clippy on it. It's in a double bag. Move that out of the way and bring us a picture frame in. I'm just going to use this picture frame and paint it up gray. I've already taken out the glass and the paper backing so that it's ready. And I'm just going to paint it. I mean, it's just basically you're just painting. It's just the same thing you would get if you were going and buying actual chalk paint. The only difference is you're not spending near as much money, and you get so much more product than you would in those little tubs. I'm not worried if it gets a little bit on that cardboard because that's behind the picture and everything. If you're worried about it, put a piece of plastic or something back there, and that'll solve your problem. It's got great coverage, as you can see. I probably should have worn gloves, but you know I'm really good at getting messy, so. This frame is an older frame, but it's going to give it a whole new life by painting it this way. And these are just household paints that I had laying around the house. I just mixed a black and a white to make a gray. So you can use, a lot of times they have sample cups that are actually 8 ounces that you can get at like Lowe's or Home Depot, or even Walmart has sample cups that you can get. And that's exactly 8 ounces, so you only need 2 tablespoons of calcium carbonate for that, which works out really well. Okay, now I'm getting ready to do some of these sides. So I'm just going to hold it up and paint it on. This is going to be a great base for that farmhouse look that I'm going for. Okay, and just check over it and make sure you've gotten everything covered. All of your little inside stuff, you don't want bulky paint in there, so wipe that out if you get any. I would have just taken the complete back and everything off, but this one is actually connected. So if you can take yours off, I would suggest taking it off. If you can't, just work with it. It's doing you no good unless you can actually use it, so. Okay, that's our picture frame, and we just have to let it sit and dry now, guys. It was so easy, and I hope you guys will give this a shot and try it out and see if it works well for you. I'll keep you updated. We may do the distressing together, but I'll let you know. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this short tutorial. Lots of love from my house to yours. Bye.